Yeah, pretty frustrating, and we are in a bit of shock.
Car break-ins overnight outside a Creve Coeur apartment complex. Where it happened and what was reportedly taken as neighbors are still shaken up.
Distracted before the crash, what a St. Louis officer was doing before colliding into a South City bar.
Preparing for peak travel. We've got team coverage from the skies and on the roads with how to safely navigate through this busy holiday season.
Dry for now, but it turns rainy over the Christmas weekend. We'll talk about when the worst of the weather moves through and how much rain is on the way.
Saving on streaming services, the new bundles being offered to cut costs as many cut the cord.
And Christmas dinner without the worry of overpaying. The supermarket making your holiday shopping stress-free.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Right now we're going to focus on Santa's Magical Kingdom. This is in Jellystone Park, you know, where Yogi and Boo Boo hang out in Eureka. $35 per car to drive through this. It is open through January the 7th. More than 4,000 lights on display. Want to give a quick hello to photographer extraordinaire Larry Johnson for taking us to these displays throughout the holiday season. They have been something to see, I'll tell you that much. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, December the 21st. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. We just want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be watching us on 5+. I have a feeling that a lot more people are watching us this morning because schools are out.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Winter break, you don't have to have that scheduled alarm and dash out the door.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you still wake up. I don't know about you. I'm like
wake
this.
up at the same time.
What time is it? Oh, shoot, it's 4 o'clock. Okay.
Even on weekends, I'm like, is it 3 a.m.? Oh, I go back to bed. I should not be up right now. Yes, so if you are joining us now and headed out the door, do grab a jacket or a sweatshirt. If you're watching later, grab an umbrella because rain will be approaching. If you're perhaps tuning in the afternoon and evening, rain will be kind of zeroing in by then. The rain showers could impact you too if you're headed out to see the Missouri Botanical Garden glow tonight. I'd say late, after 7, 8 o'clock, the rain showers begin to spread on in, but they have kept the lights on overnight for us and yeah, keeping the party going late. Now that it's in the 6 o'clock hour, went all the way past midnight. They're one of those late night bars this morning. 41 in St. Louis Lambert. Lots of low and mid 30s across southern Missouri and southern Illinois. Today will be just like yesterday, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the mid 50s. Now, over the course of the next few days, our rain chances increase. We will talk about that and when the worst of the weather is expected. Let's go over to Paul Cook now and track our traffic. Should be less cars on the road this morning with schools being out, at least most of them.
Just as you said, lighter than normal volume, not as many people on the roads, but welcome if you're watching and you haven't for a while. We hope you will continue to do that. We're looking right now at the big map. 270, 44, moving well. Also 70 at 5th Street. We do have some static construction right there, so it's just sitting right by Blanche. Not your grandma. Blanchette is the bridge. We'll keep an eye on traffic with another take coming up soon.
Right now, we want to get to some breaking news that we're following this morning. This is a live look at a restaurant fire in South St. Louis. It's at Tucker's Bar and Grill. This is on Broadway. And as you can see, it remains an active scene. Fire crews still on the scene. Right now, we're working to learn just how extensive the damage is to the restaurant and what may have caused this fire.
Also new overnight, St. Louis County Police are investigating a number of car break-ins in Creve Coeur. This was the scene about 6 hours ago at an apartment complex near Lindbergh and Schutz. Neighbors tell us that a Hyundai was stolen and several other cars were broken into as well. Now this morning, frustration is growing for those in that area, and many, of course, are waking up in shock.
It is a violation and it's a crime, and I don't know how did this happen, and the apartment are not having the security cameras as well, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Tells us that his roommate who got his car stolen lost his passport, car title, and registration papers. Right now, no word on any suspects or any arrests.
This morning, the holiday travel rush is ramping up across the bi-state. The next 48 hours expected to be some of the busiest times of the year.
Yeah, for travel, and that's why we do have team coverage for you this morning. Travis Cummings is live off of I-64 with some of the best and worst times to hit the road.
But first, let's check in with our Megan Kernan, who is live for us at Lambert Airport with just how many are expected to pass through security there. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Rennie and Michelle. Well, we're live here in Terminal 2 We're on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Now take a look at the TSA lines behind me. They're starting to die down, but earlier this morning when we got here at 4:30, this place was packed. Now TSA is doing a great job getting everyone through because lines that were out the door are now dwindled down to just a small amount of travelers. And AAA predicts this holiday season will be the busiest ever for air travel, with thousands of passengers projected to move through Lambert's checkpoints today, according to TSA. The TSA expects more than 17,500 travelers to walk through its gates today, and more than 17,700 passengers tomorrow. The busiest travel days here at Lambert will be today, tomorrow, and next Tuesday, the day after Christmas. The TSA expects airport security checkpoints to be even busier this year compared to last year. And we ran into one traveler heading to New York to see her family.
We're going to New York to see our kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Both of our boys and our daughter-in-law are in New York, so we can't wait.
Do you guys go there every Christmas to see them?
No, this is the first time. In fact, our older son and daughter-in-law, they just moved to New York in September, so they invited us out, so we're thrilled.
And Christmas Eve is expected to be the least busy travel day. The 2 days following Christmas are the worst times to travel back home. Ahead in our next hour, airport officials have some tips for those traveling in Terminal 2. Live at Lambert, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Megan. Our holiday travel team coverage continues on the roads this morning, and experts say this will be the busiest it's been on the roads in years. So let's get out to our Travis Cummings in West St. Louis with what to expect ahead of Christmas. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning to you, Michelle. AAA expects 115 million people to travel for the Christmas holiday. And guess what? 90% of that will be by car. We're looking at the busiest, the second busiest since 2019 when it comes to travel here on the road. So you can tell people really want to spend that time in the car with their families, believe it or not. Let's get to some of the data for you to kind of break that down, to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking forward to. This holiday forecast with an additional 2.5 million travelers compared to last year mirrors what AAA Travel has been observing throughout 2023 all this year. Be prepared for drive times to take up to 20% longer. The worst traffic before Christmas will be on December 23rd. That's between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. After Christmas on Wednesday, December 27th, the roads are forecasted to be packed between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. and then between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. on December 28th and 29th, and that's all according to NREX. So in general, the best time to get on the road is before noon, so you want to wake up early and get out there on those roads when you can. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to break down the worst times to be on the road for the Christmas holiday. All right, we're live in St. Louis this morning. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Travis. Let's take a look now at how much you'll be paying for gas to fill up your tank. In the St. Louis area, it'll cost you $2.75 per gallon. That's actually down 5 cents from last week. Over in the Metro East, it'll cost you about $3.13 per gallon, and that's down 7 pennies from this time last week.
This morning, we are learning more about what happened seconds before a police cruiser crashed through a South City bar earlier this week.
He admits to getting distracted while driving as he was attempting to change his in-car radio.
Well, during the St. Louis Police Safety meeting yesterday, which is a weekly meeting, officials answered some questions about the incident from Monday morning. Newly released surveillance video from the attorney representing the owners of Bar PM shows the SUV running a red light shortly before the crash. Black box data from the vehicle shows the officers were driving just under 40 miles an hour before hitting that building. The department says the 2 officers did not undergo toxicology tests because there was no reason to suspect they were under the influence. Coming up in our next half hour, St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones is going to join us in studio as we take a deeper dive into this incident. Plus, we're going to ask the mayor about what's being done to keep crime down in the city. It all starts at 6:45 this morning.
All right, and speaking of starting, in fact, winter starts this evening at 9:27, the winter solstice, and this marks the shortest daylight hours we'll have of the season. After today, well, our daylight hours start to get a little bit longer, and it's all because of the tilt of the Earth. It goes to about a 23.5 tilt, and some parts of Alaska to the North Pole go into complete darkness this time of year. So after, again, today, we will start to see our daylight hours increase. Also a good time to remind you, since we're going into winter, to remember to winterize your car. Remember to keep that ice scraper handy. Check your furnace, filters, and updated winter gear. Humidifiers help as well. Just some things to put on your radar, even though we don't have any snow to tell you about just yet. We'll track some rain for the weekend. That's coming up in a few minutes.
Deep discounts on streaming services this morning. We'll show you if a new TV bundle is worth your bundle.
And speaking of saving money this holiday, how you can get a dinner package that feeds 8 people for just under $25.